Today we're going to talk about Foursquare. Why the Foursquare? Very easy. What makes the Foursquare nice is we get to start the figures. Not the customer, but we. When we start the figures at a higher point, which makes it easier to negotiate down. If we allow the customer to start the figures, they're going to start the figures at the low end, and it's rather hard to negotiate up. Do you all agree?
Yeah.
Now, the Foursquare is 4 separate blocks. Each block has a certain meaning. Each block is negotiated as we go along. Your first block would be sale price of the automobile. In this instance, we got a Camaro. It's $34,300. The good news is there's a Chevrolet factory rebate of $3,000, and we have a Lou Chevrolet rebate of $1,000. That's the dealer's rebate. So we have a sale price of $31,400. Block 2 is based on the market value of the trade. Market value means the assessed value, the actual cash value, not a retail value, not a private selling value, but the assessed value. It is what the car would basically go through the auction at. We look at the car based on its condition, based on miles, and we arrive at a value of $8,000. Cash investment. Use the terminology cash investment, not down payment. People will make an investment. That sounds better. The reason I got down here $7,000. The reason it's $7,000, somebody's going to look at you and say, my friend bought a car and put down $0. My friend bought a car and put down $2,000. That's fine. It's a cash investment. The reason we come up with the figure of $7,000 is the banks would like to see 20 or 30% down to put you in an equity position. Does that mean you have to put it down? No. This is something like the banks see. The point of it is, when you start the deal, you start it higher with the customer. Fair enough? Your last square, 4, that's your payment range. And in this instance, I'm showing 48 months at $685 to $699, 60 months at $530 to $545, and 72 months at $410 to $433. The reason for that, we want to give a spread. We want the customer to pick the payment that fits them. We don't want to sell a single payment. It may be too high or it may be too low. We want to menu type the payments. Which payment fits you? We'll go from a low end to a high end. People like to buy when they have selection and choice. So now, when we start, here's where deals are lost, guys. Deals are lost not because the management staff puts the figures too high. Even though salesmen get mad at them and say the figures are way out of whack, the managers did this, the managers did that. That's really not the case. Deals are won and lost, let's call them the trenches. You meeting the customer. This is not, in the beginning, this is not a negotiating tool. This is only a presentation. This is what starts the deal. If you walk in there weak, present it weak, you're not going to get the proper responses. You got to make it a negotiating tool. You walk in there, shoulders back, head up, heels together, just like military. I have great news for you. Milo, would you be my customer, sir? Okay, great. Milo, I got great news for you. That Camaro you picked out, one of these days I'm going to buy one myself. But with that said, great selection, hottest selling car in America. With that said, it's got an MSRP of $34,500 on it. There's a Chevrolet rebate of $3,000 for it, and a Lou Chevrolet rebate of $1,000 that the dealer's kicking in for you. That brings your selling price down to $31,400. Now, we've assessed the value of your car. We've checked all the local auctions, auction reports, and even auctions outside the state. Considering the condition, the mile, and it's a very nice car, sir. We'd love to trade it from you. The present market value of that car in its present condition is $8,000. Now, with that said, your cash investment, the banks would like to see 20 to 30% down. Fair enough? We've come up with a figure of $7,000. Now, most importantly, what you're looking for is payment range. We have payments at 48, 60, and 72 months. We have a spread of from $685 down to $433. Sir, would you be kind enough to circle the payment that you like, and initial this, and we'll get the show on the road for you today. Fair enough?
Sounds good.
Thank you very much. At that point, do I think somebody would sign it? If you present it consistently, every single deal, yeah, somebody's going to say yeah at that point. It always happens. It's Murphy's Law at its best. It's going to happen if you present. It's like asking the pretty girl. If you keep asking the pretty girl, sooner or later, she's going to say yes, you can take me to dinner. If you never ask, you're never going to dinner. Same philosophy with the Foursquare. Ask with every customer. Now, in the case of, let's go through the squares. Milo is okay with the price that's on the window. What Milo doesn't like is what? The $8,000 for your car. So Milo, with that said, now understand the value of this square is based on what you do prior to that square. Prior to that square, when I sit down with Milo at the desk, I write an appraisal report. I take Milo outside and do a silent walk around his car. I will walk around. I'm not going to degrade his car. I'm going to congratulate him on his car because I want him to feel good about it. We're going to trade it. I'm going to be different than everybody else. I will walk around and try to touch every scratch and dent on the car. I will look at both fenders. Why? Because they're expensive to repaint. Most important things to look at: the glass, the front windshield, and the back window. If there's any stars or chips, they're expensive to replace. Now, once that's said and done, now here's where most salespeople stop. If you're the guy that does a little bit different, you're going to open the car door and do what? First thing you're going to do is turn the car on and get the exact mileage right down to the 10th. That's the most important thing, with the exact serial number. Get it off the car. Number two, you're going to slide behind the driver's seat, ask Milo for the keys. You're going to start the car. Why do you start it? You want to hear how it runs. Does it click? Does it make tings? Does it make any kind of noise? Did it grind hard? Assess how it starts. After you do that, get out of the car and open the hood. You want to look at the engine. You want to see if there's oil stains on the engine. You want to see if it's dirty, if the car's been kept outside or if it's a garage-kept car. What kind of shape is the battery in? Go around to the back and open the trunk. Look in the trunk. See how the car is kept. See if the panels are off. See if the quarter panels have been replaced. Then go back to the hood, and I forgot this. Go back to the hood and check the bolts running down the side where the fenders are bolted. If it's new, or never been changed, those bolts are normally the same color as the fenders. When they've been replaced, a lot of body shops will just put a bolt in there. Yeah, it's metal against metal. Let the customer know this is your deal, guys. You're the professional here. Let the customer know you're a professional. You know what you're looking for. Once you get in the car with the customer now, put the customer in the driver's seat, drive the car around the lot. You don't have to take it out on the road, but drive it along around the lot, around the building. Why do you want to do that? You want to hear if the brakes squeal. You know, that's something you don't hear if you never drive the car. You want to see how it shifts, if it shifts soft or if it shifts hard in the gear. There's things. Put the car back with the customer. What are you telling the customer? Now you know what they know. So now when you get to this point, you have not an argument, but a discussion about true value of that car. The difference is the customer's here and you're here. You're on the same level. Now you can have an intelligent conversation. Plus the fact, when you go to the manager to get him to appraise that car, you can give him the correct information. You can tell him everything he needs to know about the car to put the right number on the car. If the right number is on the car, you'll get the right value for it. It's easier to help make you the deal. So structure everything in a process that'll help you earn more gross. Now, let's come down to cash investments. This is an easy one. The banks like to see 20 or 30%. When you ask the customer, do not come back and ask the customer this. Milo, how much can you put down, sir?
2,000.
2,000. He's going to come down with his lowest number. Instead of asking Milo how much he'd like to put down, ask him this question. Milo, the banks would like to see 20 to 30%. That's why we're showing the figure of $7,000. But with that said, is that okay with you, sir?
No.
You're going to get a yes or no. That's all you're going to get. Well, let me ask you this, sir. How close can you come to the 7,000? Can you put down like 66, 6,700?
I might be able to do 5.
How about 63 to 64? If you had to stretch Milo, how far could you come?
Maybe I can borrow some money and do 6,000.
Okay, 6,000. So I'm going to rate 6,000 here. Let me take that to my manager. We're getting real close. Now, payments, sir. The bottom line, and this is what it's all about. I have 48, 60, and 72 months. Which payment area works for you?
I'd like to be in the lower range, payment-wise, about $400.
$400. Okay, so please circle to 410. If we can keep it around 400 to 410 to 420, can we earn your business today?
Yeah, I'd like it.
Before I take this manager, let me ask you one thing, because we're within a half hour of you taking this car home today. I mean, we worked that hard, you worked that hard. If you had to stretch on payments from 400, what is your maximum payment?
I could probably do 425.
Okay, so anywhere between 400 and up to 425. So, okay, what I need is you to initial this right here, sir, and I'll take that to my manager. Okay, the reason I've done it in steps, because here's what you're doing. We're not looking for a close. A close is out of the question at this part. It's too early. What we're looking for is an actual commitment from Milo. I don't need him to say he's going to buy the car. What I need him to say, under those conditions, I will buy. I'm looking for trial closes. So I will go back and say, Milo, we're okay at $8,000 for your car. Is that correct?
That's good.
Okay, and we're okay at $6,000 down, invested. Are we okay there?
Mhm.
And if we can keep your payments between a figure of $400 and $425, can we earn your business today?
Absolutely.
Okay, I need them to sign here. What we've done at this point is got a commitment to buy. Once you get that first commitment, it's easier to get the second commitment, third commitment, fourth commitment. All you're gathering at this point is trial closings. You work very carefully with management. Management will guide you through each step of the process. They're your tools. But what makes the commitment become alive, it's your relationship that you've built with that customer. Anything short of that, you will have problems in all four squares. When you first initiate this, the higher your relationship, the easier the square. The less the relationship, the harder it's the square. You have zero relationship, all you're negotiating is price, price, price. At least I can come back here. If Milo says to me, Milo, I understand you're not happy with the $8,000. What were you looking to get for your car, sir?
I was hoping for 10 at least.
Good number. Let me ask you this. Where did you come up with that figure, sir?
I checked Kelly Blue Book online.
Good source. They've been around for years. They're one of the best sources out there. Let me ask you this, because we all look at our cars under excellent condition. I mean, I got a fender banged in on my car. I got a dent, scratches. But when I put my car in, I put it in under excellent. Now, one of the things I personally do, I wouldn't suggest that you do it, but I do. I got 86,000 miles in my car. When I put it in, I put it down as 80,000 miles. I just knock off the 6,000 miles. Let me ask you, how did you put your car in? Did you put it in under correct mileage?
I did correct mileage, yes.
Okay. Did you mark an excellent, fair, or good?
I did good. I thought it was in good condition.
Okay, just good condition, and they gave you that figure. Now, when you looked at those figures, did you look at a wholesale figure, selling figure, or retail figure?
Selling person to person.
Selling person to person. Okay, and that's going to be a little higher. But you're saying if we could give you up around $10,000 for your car today, you'd buy the car?
Yeah.
Okay. The figure you're looking at is a little higher than wholesale, but again, I work for you. Let me see what I can do. Now, at that point, I'm going to take that figure back to the manager. I know Milo wants to stay around 10 grand, and that's great. But I'm going to come back to Milo again at $8,000. I'm not going to move on the 8. And here's the reason. I'm going to say to Milo, I understand you want $10,000. We've checked the value of your car. We've had it appraised. We've called a couple wholesalers, and we looked at all the auction reports, in the state of Florida and Georgia and Alabama. The $8,000 is probably about $400 to $500 more than the average condition because you have a nice car. Let me ask you this. If you didn't trade your car, you're more than welcome to sell it. If you could sell your car, do you think you could get $10,000 out of it on your driveway?
Easily.
Okay, and I agree with you there. So Milo can get $10,000 out of his driveway. Now understand something, Milo. When you sell your car, taxes in the state of Florida are based on the cash difference between the retail price and the selling price. So when you take $10,000 out of the deal, what's the state tax here in the state? 6%. You're automatically going to lose $600. Do you agree?
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reality of it. Get mad at your congressman, don't get mad at your car dealer. This is the laws they enacted. But with that said, you're a pretty astute buyer, and I congratulate you on that. With that being said, I have 112 pre-owned cars on my used car lot. You being the astute buyer that you are, would you walk out there if you were looking for a pre-owned car and pay me the asking price on any car out there?
Of course not.
Okay, and I understand that. I'm very lucky to have you. I'm not going to, you're a hard negotiator. How much would you want off of any individual car out there?
I think I can get 2,000 knocked off.
Okay, so we can minus $2,000 off of retail. And let's assume this. If it was really the right car and we could only knock $1,000 off and that was the car you wanted, would that be okay?
Yeah.
You know, in the end, if everything lined up, the stars were right, and that was the red convertible you always wanted, and the most we could do is just $1,000, would you still consider buying the car?
If the car was worth it.
Yeah, okay. So, now let me ask you this. You're going to take your car home and sell it out of your driveway, okay? Here's some of the obstacles you're going to face. You're going to have to advertise it. That may cost you money, or you can put, there's places online you can put it on there for free. What you're going to have is people calling you all the time. Are you ready for people to call you from 6 in the morning to midnight? That's number one. Number two, you're going to have people coming to your house you don't know, that you might not want coming to your house. Number three, and I'm not saying that this is scary yet, because we have the same things happen in this dealership here. You had people come to your house in this dealership with a driver's license that may be suspended, with no insurance. Do you want, without being able to verify that, do you want them driving that car out of your driveway down the street where somebody could get injured? The end product is you're responsible. So, you know, that's things to consider, especially you got wife and children there. But with that being said, the first guy could show up and say, here's $10,000 and you're all done. That's the roll of the dice. But with that said, you might want to avoid that. If you want to avoid that, or if your car was sitting in the driveway, let's say for a month, it takes us an average of 45 to 60 days to sell a car off of this lot. We have to get it ready, you have to price it, have to advertise it. In 45 days, we get a lot of people looking at that car and test driving that car. That's what you're looking at. But with that said, if I showed up at your house after you sitting there a month taking phone calls, and I said, Milo, I have $9,000, take it or leave it, would you take it?
At that point, probably, yeah.
Okay, so that's $1,000 right there. Let me ask you this. When we did an evaluation of your car, your fenders are pretty gouged up. Now, being a dealership, we're going to sand them and paint them. Would you do any kind of repair work on your car to get it right? I'm not saying you got to repaint them like we would do, but looking at your car from the $0 investment, you're looking to get the high dollar of $10,000. Would you put any money in that car to make it right so you could get that money?
I haven't planned on it.
Okay, would you put anything in there? Clean up, oil change, things of that nature?
I guess I should.
How much do you think you would spend? $300, $400?
Probably.
Okay, so let's say you spent $300. That's a total of $1,900. Would you assess that as the correct numbers? So if I took the $10,000 and I minus $1,900, I'd be down at $8,100. With that being said, if I could get you the $8,100, if I could get them to move, if I could get you maybe 82 or 83, would that be worth your time and trouble to trade your car to us?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather do the deal today.
Fair enough. That I thank you for. Now, again, now I'm going to ask you, if I can get you $8,300 for your car, what I'm going to do here, guys, is go through each block, because what I want an agreement on each block, and it's a trial close on each block. So Milo, what you're telling me, sir, if I can get you $8,100 to $8,300 for your car, you'll buy our car today?
Yeah.
Okay, and you also told me you could put down as high as $6,000. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So if I can get you 80, and you know, this may sound dumb, like I'm repeating myself, but I want the customer to keep, I want to get in the habit of shaking his, like Frank back there. Frank's shaking his head yes. That's all you want to do, is get the customer shaking his head. So now you're saying, if I can get $8,100 for your car, $6,000, we can earn your business today, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and now the last frontier here, if I can get you between $400 and $425, we can earn your business.
I'd like to.
Okay, please initial or sign, and let me take this to my manager. And Milo, congratulations at this point. You're going to be taking car home. We've got a little bit ways to go, but we're going to take this car home today. Guys, that's it. That's the value of a Foursquare. But if you don't bring power to the presentation when you first do it, let me double back. We went through a little bit of negotiation, but let me double back to the presentation. It's a point of strength. Shoulders back, it's confidence. I don't care what the manager puts down. It doesn't make any difference. It really, in the scheme of things, it doesn't make any difference what the manager puts down. You're there to get your point across, and your point is you're starting negotiations at a certain point. You're going to come back with Milo and negotiate it. So in this instance, we got a car that's $34,400. we got a $3,000 Chevrolet rebate that's good probably to just the end of the month, so this is a very good time. You're giving them benefit, you're selling the benefit, you're showing them the feature. The feature is the $34,000, the benefit is the $3,000 rebate. Plus we have a Lou Chevrolet rebate of $1,000, that's $31,300 sale price. We've shopped your car, it's present condition miles, and you got a really nice car, Milo, because I want them to feel happy about it. If we can get you around $8,000 for your car. We'd like to see, the banks would like to see up around $7,000, and your payments for 48, 60, and 72 months are right here. Please circle the payment that you like. Guys, it could be our car is $34,000, $3,000 rebate, $1,000 Lou rebate. Your car is appraised at $9. We need $14,000 down, and your payments are $1,472. The point of it is, it doesn't make any difference what the numbers are. Present them with strength. Start the deal. Know in advance, do in advance. You might get lucky and get a yes all the way through, but what do we know in advance? The customer's going to do what?
No.
No. And it's no all the time. So if we know that, David, what's the name of that book?
Go for no.
Go for no. Go for the no's. The problem with salespeople today, they want to hear yes, yes, yes. We can't hear yes, yes, yes. It isn't set up like that. We have to get to no. Is it a no? It's a no that in parentheses is the word objection. In parentheses from the word objection is, I need more information. Show me more facts. We can turn the no. What we're doing is we're getting the no and turning it around to a yes. That's our job. That's our negotiating skills right there. Make the no the yes. If they tell you no, you know, the funny thing about selling cars in this business, when they tell you no, they don't leave their seat. They're still sitting there.
A no is a maybe, right?
You know, a no's a no. But the fact is, when a customer says, no, $8,000 is way out of whack, they didn't get up and leave. So I call it no to go. Is that right?
Go for no.
Go for no. No to go. It's like a convenience store. The point is, with it, they didn't leave. Why didn't they leave?
Because they want that car.
They want that car. So we got an opportunity to turn that no into a yes. Let's find the points. That's the power of a Foursquare. Use it. Guys, it will do nothing but make you money. Don't shortcut it. Go outside and do a consistent walk around. Walk around on this trade. Make sure you're on the same level. What gives the power of the Foursquare? Two things prior to giving them figures. The demo ride, the product presentation. If it's strong, you're building a relationship with the customer. And a solid walk around. Now, why do you want to, on the demo ride, and we'll talk about this a little later, before we put them in the car, we open the hood, we show them some points. Driver's door, we also show some more features. Trunk, we show features. Passenger side, we show features. Then we put the customer in the car, we go over the instrument cluster with them, just a little bit, show them a lot of features. Then we put them in the car and he takes it out for a ride. Why do we do that with them?
To build value.
To build value. Thank you, Lou. And here's the other reason. Nobody else in town does it probably. He's never had that done. Everybody else has said, let's go for a ride. They give him a key, slap a tag on the back, he gets in the driver's seat, and they're going down the road. Come on, guys. That's the wrong way to do business. Why is that customer mad when he comes to see us? Because somebody else made him mad, and now he's here and he's mad at us for no good reason. So what are we going to do? Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, what is the best four-letter word to use in this instance?
Nice.
Nice. N-I-C-E. Be nice, do the little things. Do a little walk around. Appraise the car. By the time you get to the Foursquare, you have built value, number one, in the dealership, number two, in the vehicle, and most of all, you built value in what? Yourself. And what are you showing that customer? You're not a sales guy. You're an everyday person just like them. You pay your bills on a weekly basis just like them. You mirror your customer. Build the value to get there. Fair enough? Guys, that's all I got to say. That's it.